the Central Coast Regional Hospital District meeting that we're going to start with today, and I'm chairing it. But before that, we would like to start this meeting of the Central Coast Regional Hospital District by acknowledging we operate our services on the unceded ancestral territories of the Heiltsuk, Wekano, and Newhawk people, as well as the Kitasoo, Hehe, and the Ilgatcho nations. We honor our relationships with these nations. The meeting is being recorded, and the recording will be made publicly available on our website. The meeting is called to order at 9:02 a.m. on April 23rd, 2026. And I'll just do a roll call of the attending directors. We have Steve Emery, who's Area A Director. Brian Lebec, who's the Area C Alternate Director. Lawrence Northeast, the Area D Director, and myself, Leslie Harstead, the Area E, and I'm chairing today. And when I see we just have
That's part of the do and go through, but
we have
the public was not aware of this. Yeah.
What's going on, Travis?
The latest next.
I had a coffee issue that kind of sprayed all over my computer.
oh, there was just some background noise there. Yeah, so I'm just doing the roll call, and so we have Travis Hall now, our Area B Director. So welcome, everybody. And so first off, we're going to do the adoption of the agenda. Can I get a mover to adopt the agenda as presented? Director Emery, and a seconder?
Second.
Director Northeast, thank you. And that is the Central Coast Regional Hospital District regular board meeting agenda be approved as presented. And moving on to the adoption of the minutes from the previous meeting, which was in February.
Chair Harstad, if you could please call the question. We had the mover and the seconder, but it didn't actually get carried.
Oh, sorry.
All good.
So we had a mover and seconder, and sorry, carried.
You need to ask for call the question. So
like I ask any questions, you mean?
No, all in favor.
Oh,
all in favor
right, yeah.
or not in favor.
Okay, sorry. All in favor? Okay. Carried.
Thank you.
Sorry. Okay, moving on now to the adoption of the minutes from the previous meeting. I'm assuming that the directors have reviewed the attached minutes. Does anyone have any comments, questions, or amendments to the previous meeting? Seeing none, can I get a mover for the February 2026 minutes, please?
Yep.
Director Emery, and a seconder?
Yep.
Director Northeast, okay. And all in favor? Okay, carried, thank you. And so that's, I don't think I have to say that. Sorry. Okay, so first up, which is 4.1, is our financial audit for the hospital district. We have KPMG here, and the representative is Michaela. So welcome, Michaela.
Thank you.
She will be reporting on the 2025 audit. And I'll pass it over to you, Michaela.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. I'm Michaela Roque. I'm the audit partner for the Central Coast Regional Hospital District for the year December 31, 2025 that I'll be reporting on today. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to put the financial statements up, and I'm going to go through a few of the details on the financials, and then happy to take questions at the end. Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah, looks good here.
Yes, thank
We're
you.
good.
Okay, great, good. Okay, so I'm going to start off with our auditor's report. So these financial statements are the responsibility of management and those charged with governance, such as yourselves. But KPMG does come in on a sample basis, and from a materiality perspective, we look to see if there's appropriate, sufficient support for things like expenses and the revenue, and we make sure that the assets are actually in the control of the hospital district, etc. So we come in and take a look to make sure there's no material misstatements on these financial statements. And we're happy to report that this year is another clean audit opinion for the hospital district, which is, I know, what everybody wants to hear. So the hospital district reports under the Canadian Public Sector Accounting Standards. That's the framework that these financial statements were built around. So I'm going to dive into the statement of financial position. This is a snapshot right at December 31st. And these are the assets and the liabilities of the hospital district. So the first part here is your financial assets. So this is anything that can be converted to cash or waiting to be collected for cash. The first line's cash and cash equivalents. So that these are the bank accounts of the hospital district. 95,000 compared to 122,000 in the previous year. So cash is down about 27,000 from last year, and that's due to a couple of things. So there was a small deficit that we'll see in the year, but mainly the change is just waiting for accounts receivable to be collected. So there is some monies from the hospital that's been waiting to be received and was received right after year end. The accounts receivable, that's where that amount is from the hospital, 24,000 compared to almost 12,000 the year before. On the flip side is the financial liabilities, the excess of checks written over deposits. So this is bank indebtedness is what it's called. So it was 4,500 compared to 14,000 the year before. And so what this is the timing of when checks cleared the bank, the funding and the monies hadn't yet come in. So there's this little time lag that happens usually at year end when payments are made and checks are cut. But the monies hadn't been received yet in terms of funding. So there's a little bit of a excess of checks written over deposits. And then accounts payable and accrued liabilities, 27,000 compared to 25,000. And that's mainly the BC Transit payable, and it was about 23,000 of that balance. So if we were to take all your financial assets and pay off all of your liabilities, the net difference for that, your net financial assets, is that $88,399. So that means that if you were having to pay to retop up your bank balance there for that one account and then pay off BC Transit and all the bills that were due right at your end, you'd have the 88,000 in surplus. So the statement of operations is the next statement here, and it is all of the transactions that happen in fiscal 2025 only. This is your revenues and expenses. Revenue was budgeted to come in at 262, and actuals came in at 268,000. Prior year was 264,000. Saw a little bit of an increase in the community transit partnership agreement there, 236,000, which makes up the bulk of your revenue compared to 230 the year before. And then your expenditures were budgeted to be 266,000. They came in at 275,000 compared to 268,000 in the previous year. Biggest piece out of that 275 is also the transit payment, so 236,000 this year instead of 230 the year before. So the revenue goes up, but so do the expenses for that. So revenues less expenditures generated an annual deficit of 6,900 this year compared to 3,500 the previous year. So that deficit of the 6,900 gets added to last year's accumulated surplus that we saw on the previous page to get to your 88,399 that we had talked about is your surplus overall in the entity since its inception. So all the surpluses deficits over the years all add up to the 88 that's sitting still in surplus for this entity. And this is just explaining that how you get to that 88,000 number and just showing that the deficit reduced your accumulated surplus down a little bit this year. And then the last statement is your statement of cash flows. So this just shows how cash went from 122,000 down to 95,000. And as I had discussed, there was a small deficit and also you're waiting for some receivables to come in to top up the bank accounts as well. So once that cash comes in, then the cash will go up, which happened after year end. Okay, I'm going to pause there for any questions. I know that this one is a smaller amount of details to go through, but happy if you guys have any questions to go through. And I think I saw Yene was online as well. Just a huge thank you to Yene and the team as well, the finance team for helping us get through the audit really smoothly. So really appreciate that.
I had one question is, so when we talk excess checks and amounts, that's more or less like going into overdraft
Correct.
until the money comes in. So do we have an overdraft account, I guess?
You have the overdraft capability, yeah, on your bank account.
Okay.
It's allowed to dip into.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And then we would pay some kind of interest on that money that came out.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Yene, if you guys are penalized. Some you're allowed to go into it for a certain amount without any penalties. I don't think you guys had any significant fees on anything like that. But
yeah,
yeah, if Yene's online, I'm sure she can let you know.
Yeah, that's correct, Gala.
Yeah, so you guys don't pay any fees because you're allowed so much in overdraft?
Yeah, we don't have crazy amount on the line of credit or by any means, so it'll be temporarily, and then we don't have
Yeah,
that
it just goes. Yeah, that's a great question, Director Emery. But yeah, that you're allowed. Usually those accounts are set up to a certain threshold to be allowed to go into overdraft. It's kind of a feature that comes with some bank accounts that don't cost you anything. It's just business money coming in and timing. Yeah, but it's good to watch.
It's just better than my bank account.
Yeah, I know. We get dinged right away. Take every penny. But yeah, that's a great question. Anything else? Okay, I'll pass it back to you, Madam Chair.
Your microphone, Leslie.
Sorry, my apologies. Yeah, so this brings us to the part 2 request for decision on the 2025 audit financial statements and representation letter to KPMG. And just to make sure we don't have any further questions. If we don't, then are we ready to make a motion to do that? I can read the two motions for you. The first one, and Philippa, just one question. Do they have to be voted on separately or together? The two parts to it, the representation letter and the consolidated financial statements?
Yeah,
is that one
do you have a preference?
It doesn't matter to me. It can be one motion then?
I'm just asking Ms. Bion if she has a preference for it or not.
Okay, sorry.
If there's no preference, we can absolutely do it all in one.
Okay, thank you.
I don't think I I do.
Then we can do it all in one.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll just read it then. It's that the Board of Directors of the Central Coast Regional Hospital District authorize the CCRHD 2025 consolidated financial statements prepared by KPMG, and that the Board of Directors of the Central Coast Regional Hospital District authorize the draft representation letter to KMPG regarding the 2025 audit findings report. I was getting feedback there for some reason. So did everybody hear that? Yeah, okay. So, yes, so can I get a mover for that motion?
Sure.
Brian, Director Levesque. And can I get a seconder? Director Emery, and all in favor? Carried. Okay, and on to the second part, the second item on our agenda. It's 5.2, and that's the annual operating agreement, BC Transit Central Coast Regional Hospital District. The operating agreement with BC Transit, does anyone have any questions about the report? Or can we move forward with the motion? And I'll just read the motion that the Board of Directors of the Central Coast Regional District authorize execution of the 2026-2027 annual operating budget. Was there any questions on that? Seeing none? So can we have a mover for that motion?
Sure.
Director Levesque, and can we have a seconder, please? Director Emery, and all in favor? Okay, carried, thank you. And that's
Looks like we lost Director Northeast there. He just bumped off the call.
So it was that before or after we asked for all in favor?
I
There's
think
enough,
it was
there's enough anyhow.
four, yeah.
Okay, we're okay, we got 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're good.
Okay, so I think we can adjourn this meeting now. And it's 9:19, so adjourned at 9:19, and I can pass this over now to Director Emery.
Motion to adjourn? Do we need a motion to adjourn?
Oh,
We do not. It's fine.
Okay.
okay,
Thank you.
okay.